In the vast turquoise expanse of the Indian Ocean lie the Maldives, a paradise of coral atolls. But beneath this beauty lies a history of peril and survival. Today, we're uncovering a forgotten maritime tragedy. From 1777, the wreck of the French ship, Le Duc de Duras, a story pieced together from a rare, unpublished manuscript written by the ship's own captain. Our story begins in the 18th century, a time of ambitious voyages connecting Europe to its colonial outposts. The Le Duc de Duras was a sturdy merchant vessel, an East Indiaman from Marseille, built for the long and dangerous haul to French India. At its helm was Captain Pierre Blancard, a seasoned navigator from Marseille. Interestingly, this isn't the more famous Duc de Duras that later became the American warship Bonhomme Richard. This was a separate, ill-fated merchant ship. On February 26, 1777, Captain Blancard set sail from Île-de-France, modern-day Mauritius, his destination the heart of French India, Pondicherry. On board were crew, cargo, and passengers, including a young artillery officer named Paul Vicomte de Barras, who would later become a key figure in the French Revolution. The journey started well, with a stop at Île Bourbon, now Réunion. But soon, stubborn contrary winds forced them off their intended course, pushing them south into the treacherous, poorly charted waters of the Maldives archipelago. For weeks, they battled the elements. Then, on April 12th, disaster struck. The ship slammed into a reef and was torn apart. The location was near Himithi Island, which we now know as Himithi Island in Faiafu Atoll. In his personal manuscript, likely written to justify the ship's loss to its owners, Captain Blancard vividly describes the chaos, the sickening crunch of coral against the hull, the desperate struggle to save the crew, and the beginning of their fight for survival. Himithi Island, then sparsely populated, was a known danger zone for sailors. The survivors of the Le Duc de Duras found themselves stranded in this remote atoll, facing the unknown. For 9 harrowing days, they waited, their hopes dwindling with each passing sunset. Just as despair began to set in, help arrived. Local Maldivians discovered the shipwrecked Frenchmen and came to their aid. This encounter speaks volumes about the island nation's long-standing tradition of hospitality. The survivors were not treated as intruders, but as guests in distress. They were transferred to the capital, Male, where they received a royal reception from the Sultan. This act of kindness wasn't entirely without precedent. Just 2 decades earlier, in 1753, the French had briefly allied with the Maldivian Sultan. French commander Dupleix sent a squadron led by Le Termelier to help expel invaders from Ali Raja of Kananour's fleet. The French forces were successful, and for a short time, the French flag flew over a bastion in Male, symbolizing a strategic, friendly alliance, not a colonial occupation. Le Termelier himself stayed in the Maldives for years, becoming a respected trader. His story shows that Franco-Maldivian relations, though rare, were often based on mutual respect and necessity. The survivors of the Le Duc de Duras, including the future revolutionary Barras, departed the Maldives on May 15th, finally reaching their destination in India a week later. Their ordeal was over, but the story was just beginning to fade into history. Unlike modern shipwrecks in the Maldives that have become famous dive sites, the wreck of Le Duc de Duras has been lost to time, swallowed by the very coral that claimed it. No wreckage remains for divers to explore. Its legacy is not in sunken treasure, but in the human drama it represents. It's a story of navigational challenges, the might of the monsoon, and the unexpected kindness of strangers in a remote corner of the world. It's a powerful reminder that history is not just about grand battles and empires, but also about the individual moments of tragedy, survival, and compassion that connect us all across the centuries. Thank you for joining us on this journey back in time. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more hidden histories from around the globe. See you next time.